Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something incredibly urgent. We're connecting a rapidly escalating danger in the Caribbean with the practical steps you need to take right now.
That's right. The focus is Tropical Storm Melissa. It's out there, and the threat, particularly to Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti, is severe and immediate. This isn't just another storm watch.
Exactly. Our sources, especially the detailed forecasts from AccuWeather, are painting a picture of really rapid intensification this weekend. We're talking extreme danger to life, to property.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Cut through the noise. We want to link that very scary forecast directly to what you can actually do. We'll be using resources like the excellent Preparedness guide from Jamaica Homes to give you those concrete steps.
Yeah, because when disaster looms, you get that information overload, right? What matters most? What do you do first? So we've got two main sources we're diving into.
First, the hard science, the meteorological data on Melissa, where it's going, how strong it's likely to get.
And second, the action plan. A really comprehensive guide tailored for people right there, property owners, residents in Jamaica. We're basically racing the clock here, so let's jump straight into the storm itself.
Okay, Section 1. Melissa's projected impact. The absolute first thing to grasp is where Melissa is now and where it's almost certainly headed. The forecast is stark.
Stark is the right word. It's poised to rapidly strengthen this weekend. We're not just talking hurricane, we're talking major hurricane. Category 3, maybe higher.
And there's a reason for this explosive potential. It really comes down to the environment the storm is moving into. Think of it like, well, fuel.
Yeah, it's the ocean water. In the central Caribbean right now, the water is exceptionally warm. And it's not just the surface. This warm layer goes down hundreds of feet. Meteorologists call it high ocean heat content.
And that deep, warm water is basically jet fuel for a hurricane. It feeds the storm's engine, allowing it to just power up. The deeper the warmth, the more energy it can draw continuously. It sustains the storm.
There was something holding it back earlier in the week, though, wasn't there? Wednesday, Thursday.
Right, that was wind shear. Think of wind shear as, like, strong winds high up in the atmosphere blowing across the top of the storm. It disrupts it, tilts it over, stops it from organizing properly.
Like scissors cutting off the top.
Exactly. But the forecast shows that shear is expected to drop off significantly right in Melissa's path.
So you remove the brakes.
And you've got all that jet fuel underneath.
And the potential becomes, well, frankly terrifying. The experts are saying rapid intensification into a Category 5 that's explicitly stated as not out of the question.
Category 5. Let that sink in. Sustained winds over 157 miles per hour. That means catastrophic damage. Total failure of roofs, walls for most buildings. It's the absolute top of the scale.
And speaking of scales, most people hear Category 5 and think Saffir-Simpson scale, right? Which is all about wind speed.
It is. And wind speed is devastating, no question.
Yeah.
But our sources, particularly AccuWeather, stress that wind doesn't tell the whole story.
That's where their real impact scale for hurricanes comes in. It's a different way of measuring the threat.
A more holistic way, really. It looks beyond just wind. It considers the risk to life, the risk to property, the economic fallout from all the threats.
Yeah.
The wind, yes, but also the flooding rain and the storm surge. Often those are the biggest killers.
So what's the real impact rating for Melissa?
For the Western Caribbean, Jamaica, Cuba, that core area, it's rated a 4. That's extremely high. It signals near certain catastrophic disruption.
A 4. And for context, further out, like near Puerto Rico, it's rated a 1. So the highest danger is really concentrated near the storm's core track.
Exactly. Now let's break down why it's a 4. What are the specific impacts we're looking at? First, the rain.
And this isn't just a heavy downpour, it's linked to the storm's movement, or lack thereof.
Right. It's projected to move slowly. When a powerful storm slows down, it just sits there and dumps rain for hours, even days.
Yeah.
This leads to absolutely devastating flooding.
The forecasts are showing huge areas potentially getting 12 to 18 inches of rain, which is already a massive disaster.
But it gets worse. You have to look at the AccuWeather local storm max prediction. This is their forecast for the absolute maximum rainfall in localized areas.
And for Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, the number is
30 inches. 2.5 feet of rain.
30 inches. It's hard to even visualize that amount of water falling in, 24, 48 hours?
It guarantees catastrophic flooding, flash floods, river flooding, widespread inundation. With that much water, you get secondary effects.
Like landslides.
Massive mudslides, especially in hilly or mountainous terrain, which is common in Jamaica and Haiti. The ground gets totally saturated, slopes fail. We're likely to see roads, bridges, culverts just washed away.
Which isolates communities, makes rescue and recovery incredibly difficult.
Absolutely. So that's the water. Then you layer on the wind. If Melissa hits Cat 4 or Cat 5 strength.
Even if the eye doesn't pass directly overhead, the wind field is enormous.
Huge. We're talking winds powerful enough to bring down big trees, cause major structural damage to buildings. Widespread, long-lasting power outages are basically a given. Communication systems down too.
What's the specific wind forecast for Jamaica?
The local storm max wind gust forecast for land areas in Jamaica is 150 miles per hour. That's solid Category 4 strength right there.
And remember, the damaging winds extend far out.
100 miles. Tropical storm force winds strong enough to cause significant damage and turn debris into missiles are expected to reach 100 miles out from the center. So you need to prepare even if you're not on the forecast track's center line.
And we can't forget the coastlines? Storm surge.
Highly likely along parts of the coast of Jamaica. This isn't just waves. It's a literal bulge of water pushed ashore by the storm. It can flood coastal areas deep inland, destroying homes, businesses, infrastructure.
Okay, so let's trace the path. Where is it headed after this weekend?
Well, the outer bands are already causing troubled downpours from eastern Cuba across Hispaniola to Puerto Rico. That's just softening the ground for the main event.
The next major landmass likely in the direct path is Cuba.
Eastern Cuba, probably early next week. And it's expected to still be a major hurricane then. Right. So same impacts expected there. Catastrophic rain, flooding, destructive winds, surge. This is shaping up to be a multi-island disaster.
And after Cuba?
The forecast track takes it more north, maybe northeast later next week. That could bring it close to Hispaniola again, Puerto Rico again, maybe the Bahamas.
What steers it?
It really depends on the jet stream over the eastern U.S. A strong dip could pull it north quickly. If the jet stream is weaker or further west, it might move slower or take a different path.
What about the U.S. mainland? Any direct risk?
Right now, the odds of a direct hit on the East Coast seem low. But AccuWeather does mention scenarios that could bring Melissa uncomfortably close to South Florida.
And even without a direct hit?
There will likely be significant indirect impacts along the U.S. East Coast. Late October, early November, we're talking dangerous rip currents, coastal flooding, beach erosion, especially as Melissa might interact with other weather systems.
Okay, the takeaway from the meteorology is crystal clear. This is an immediate, high-impact event. Real impact 4, potential Cat 5 winds, up to 30 inches of rain. The urgency is maximum.
Which brings us directly to preparedness. The warning is dire. The response needs to be immediate and comprehensive. This is where that Jamaica Homes guide becomes so critical.
Right. Section 2, concrete steps for your home, your safety, protecting property, protecting lives.
And the very first point in the guide is about when to start. Crucial advice.
Don't wait for the rain.
Absolutely not. Start preparing the moment a tropical storm watch is issued. Proactivity is everything.
Okay. Step 1 in the guide, protect your home. This is about securing the physical structure.
First things first, anything outdoors that can be picked up by the wind. Garden furniture, potted plants, tools, buckets, propane tanks. Tie them down securely, or better yet, bring them inside. At 150 miles per hour, a plastic chair becomes a lethal weapon.
And check the building itself, especially the roof.
Yes. Look for any loose shingles, tiles, or, very importantly in the Caribbean context, loose zinc. That's the corrugated metal sheeting. If the wind gets under even one loose sheet, it can peel the whole roof off.
Needs to be fastened down tight. What else for the structure?
Windows and doors. Board them up securely with plywood or use proper storm shutters if you have them. Every opening is a potential failure point.
The guide mentions securing the yard. Explain that a bit. It's more than just the lawn, right?
In Jamaican patois, the yard often means the whole property, the compound, maybe even shared space. It's about securing the perimeter gates, fences, making sure everything is locked down and won't contribute to flying debris.
Got it. Okay. Step 2 directly addresses that massive rain threat. Prevent flooding.
With up to 30 inches forecast, you have to give water away to get away from your house.
So basic maintenance becomes critical.
Life-savingly critical. Clear your drains. Clean your gutters. Make sure downpipes aren't blocked. Any blockage means water backs up, pools around your foundation, potentially floods lower levels.
What about inside or near the house?
Move valuables away from flood-prone areas. Get your car to higher ground if you can. If you have a basement or low storage, clear it out or elevate things.
The guide also mentions watching for cracks in walls or slopes.
Yeah, that's about landslide risk. Heavy rain saturates the ground. Cracks or signs of ground movement near slopes could be an early warning of failure. Keep an eye on that.
And practical tips.
Keep a shovel handy. If a drain gets clogged with debris during the storm, you might need to clear it fast to prevent water rising into the house. Also, raise furniture and major appliances like fridges and washing machines up on concrete blocks if you expect water to get inside. Protect your investments.
Small. Okay. Step 3, power and utilities. Outages are almost guaranteed, right?
Pretty much a certainty with winds this strong, so prepare for potentially long periods without grid power.
Charge everything now.
Phones, laptops, tablets, power banks, get them all to 100%. If you have a generator, test it now. Make sure it runs smoothly. And store your fuel safely outside, well away from the house.
And the crucial generator safety point.
Cannot stress this enough. Never run a generator indoors. Not in a garage, not near a window. The carbon monoxide exhaust is invisible, odorless, and deadly. Outside only.
Good reminder. What about the main power grid run by JPS, Jamaica Public Service?
Right. Be prepared for instructions from JPS or ODPEM, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. They might tell you to turn off your main electrical breaker to prevent fires or damage from downlines or power surges.
And even during the storm, unplug sensitive electronics, right? TVs, computers.
Definitely. Lightning strikes or power surges when the grid goes up and down can fry them. Unplug them before the worst hits.
Okay, step 4, emergency supplies, the go bag.
Yes, your survival kit. And it needs to be more than just food and water, though those are essential. Think about what you'd need if you had to evacuate suddenly or if your home is damaged. The bag itself should be waterproof.
What goes in it? The critical stuff first.
Your identity and your assets. IDs, passports, insurance papers, home, car, life. And the guide specifically highlights land titles.
Why are land titles so crucial in this context?
In Jamaica, like many places, formal land titles are the bedrock of property ownership. If your house is damaged or destroyed, that title document is your absolute proof of ownership. You'll need it for major insurance claims, for government assistance, for permission to rebuild legally.
Losing it creates a bureaucratic nightmare right when you're most vulnerable.
Exactly. It's about securing the foundation of your recovery. So, put those vital documents, IDs, passports, titles, insurance papers, inside sealed plastic bags, maybe even double bag them, and put those inside your main waterproof go bag.
The guide suggests labeling bags for each family member.
Smart idea, yeah. Especially if you have kids. Makes things quicker and easier if you need to move fast.
And then the survival basics.
Water enough for several days per person, non-perishable food, tinned goods, energy bars, a good flashlight with extra batteries, a comprehensive first aid kit, any essential medications. Assume you might be on your own for at least 72 hours, maybe longer.
Okay, moving on to section 3. This is about the human side planning, action during the storm, and the aftermath.
Step 5 in the Jamaica Homes Guide, the family plan. This is about making decisions before the chaos hits.
You need to agree on the safest place inside your home. The guide calls it the safest room. This should be an interior room, away from windows. Think hallway, closet, bathroom without an exterior window. The goal is protection from flying debris and collapsing walls.
Everyone needs to know where that safe spot is, and evacuation plans.
Know your official evacuation route. If you live in a designated zone, have a plan B route too. Know where the nearest official shelter is. Discuss this before the storm watch. The guide recommends one clear family meeting to sort this out.
And sharing an emergency contact number.
Yeah, one out-of-area contact that everyone knows to call or text to check in because local lines might be down. The guide also stresses community, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Check on elderly neighbors, relatives, people with disabilities. See if they need help with preparations or have a plan. That yard concept, again, looking out for each other.
Okay, step 6. Actions during the storm. What are the hard rules?
Rule number 1, stay inside, period. Away from all windows and doors. Don't be tempted to peek outside.
Where do you get reliable information?
Official sources only. Listen to the radio or use a battery-powered device for updates from the Jamaica Met Service. Or, critically, ODP, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
ODPE is the key agency, right?
They coordinate everything. Warnings, evacuations, rescue, relief. Trust their information above everything else. Avoid relying on rumors or social media panic.
Practical safety points during the storm.
Use flashlights, not candles. Too much risk of fire with high winds and potential structural damage. And the guide is very blunt. Do not go outside to see what's happening. That's how people get killed by flying debris or collapsing structures. Be especially wary of rising water at night when you can't see it coming.
And then the storm passes. Step 7, post-storm recovery. The danger isn't over yet.
Not at all. First rule post-storm. Wait for the official all clear from ODPEM or the authorities. Just because the wind stops doesn't mean it's safe.
What are the immediate hazards?
Downed power lines are a huge one. Assume every fallen wire is live. Stay far away. Also, damaged buildings might be unstable. Trees could fall unexpectedly. Debris fields are full of sharp objects.
What about water?
Assume tap water is unsafe until the National Water Commission, NWC, says otherwise. Boil it or use purification tablets before drinking or cooking. Water systems can easily get contaminated.
If your property is damaged, what's the first step for insurance?
Documentation. Before you move anything or start cleaning up, take photos, lots of photos, videos too. Document all the damage from multiple angles. This is crucial for your insurance claim.
And safety during cleanup.
Essential. Wear sturdy boots, long pants, long sleeves, heavy-duty gloves. Protect yourself from cuts, scrapes, and potential contaminants in the debris or floodwater.
The guide wraps up with some key reminders for resources.
Yeah, keep listening to ODPEM and the Met Service. Monitor the National Hurricane Center, NHC2. Have emergency numbers saved. JPS for power, NWC for water, the fire brigade, your local parish council for community-level help.
And one last practical tip.
Keep some cash on hand. ATMs and credit card machines rely on power and communications, which might be out for days. Small bills are best for buying essentials right after the storm. This whole plan, it's about resilience.
It really is. And it's worth noting where this incredibly detailed, practical guide comes from. It's not just generic advice, it's from Jamaica Homes.
Right. Section 4. Understanding Jamaica Homes as the resource gateway. Knowing the source gives the advice, context, and authority.
So who are they?
Jamaica Homes is a major digital real estate platform in Jamaica, founded by Dean Jones, who's a licensed realtor associate. Their main job is connecting property sellers, landlords, developers with buyers, renters, investors, both local and international.
But they position themselves as more than just listings, don't they?
Yeah, they talk about being a trusted gateway, ensuring listings are verified, handled professionally. That focus on trust and professional standards seems to extend naturally into providing resources for property security, like this storm guide.
It makes sense. If you're dealing with property, you need to know how to protect it. Where does this guide sit on their site?
It's under their knowledge base, specifically in a section called Safety and Security Guides. So it's clearly part of a deliberate effort to offer security information alongside the real estate listings.
And their listings cover pretty much everything, right?
Oh, yeah. All the statuses for rent, for sale, let agreed, sold subject to contract, pending, under contract. And the property types are exhaustive.
Commercial.
Hotels, industrial buildings, offices, retail spaces, warehouses, you name it.
Residential.
Apartments, bungalows, condos, single-family houses, townhouses, villas, everything from starter homes to luxury properties. Every single one of those needs storm prep.
Now, this is where it gets interesting. Connecting immediate safety with longer-term financial stability. They offer a lot of financial tools.
A huge suite of property calculators. And this is really relevant, especially post-disaster.
How so? Why would someone prepping for a Cat 5 need say, a rental yield calculator right now?
Because a major hurricane doesn't just damage the building, it resets the financial equation. Your mortgage payments continue, but maybe your rental income stops. Rebuilding costs money. Insurance payouts take time. These calculators help you reassess.
Okay, run through some of them.
You've got the basics. Mortgage calculator, down payment calculator, closing cost calculator, affordability calculator, essential for anyone buying or selling. Then there's a construction calculator vital for estimating rebuild costs. A home equity calculator.
And the ones for investors.
Right. Rental yield calculator helps figure out if renting it out still makes sense after repairs. Rent versus buy calculator, maybe the storm changes that calculation for people. Repayment calculator, sale commission, rent commission calculators, even an area converter.
So it's a really comprehensive toolkit for understanding the financial side of property ownership in Jamaica, especially when facing disruption.
Exactly. It shows they understand the whole life cycle, including the financial recovery aspect after a crisis. They also have content like a magazine called NYM covering architecture, investment, heritage. It shows a deep engagement with the Jamaican context.
And their focus on safety isn't just about storms, is it?
No, if you look at the other guides in their safety and security section, it's much broader.
Like what?
Guides on avoiding rental scams, buying scams, protecting yourself from cybercrime, tips for seniors navigating the digital world safely, information on their own data security measures, even advice on avoiding financial crime specific to Jamaica.
So the Hurricane Guide is one piece of a larger commitment to overall asset security, physical, financial, and digital.
Precisely. They seem to view property security holistically, protect the building from the wind and rain, protect the owner's finances from instability, and protect everyone from scams and cyber threats. It's an integrated approach.
Okay, let's wrap this up. This has been a really crucial deep dive, I think. Two main takeaways for everyone listening.
First, the immediate severe threat from Tropical Storm Melissa is forecast to intensify rapidly, potentially to Category 5. The rainfall threat is enormous, up to 30 inches locally. This demands urgent attention.
And second, there's a clear action plan. The 7-step guide, like the one from Jamaica Homes, gives you concrete things to do now. Secure your roof, especially that zinc. Clear those drains, and absolutely crucial, get your vital documents, especially land titles, safe and waterproof in a go bag. Start the moment you hear tropical storm watch.
We talked about meteorology, the physical threat, and we talked about property guides, the physical response. It strikes me how central the idea of land is to both.
How do you mean?
Well, in real estate, the land is the foundation of value, right?
Mhm.
Location, size, potential. But in disaster prep, having your land title document, that piece of paper secured in a plastic bag, becomes the absolute foundation for your recovery. It proves ownership when everything else might be gone.
That's a powerful connection, the physical land and the legal proof of it.
Yeah. And it leads to a final thought, something for you to consider as you're hopefully checking your own preparations right now.
What's that?
When you face a crisis like this, one that threatens the physical property, the structure, maybe even the land itself, how does the value of preparation, the act of securing your family, your documents, taking those steps beforehand, how does that value maybe transcend the actual monetary value of the property you're trying to protect?
That's a deep question. What's worth more, the asset or the foresight and action taken to protect your future, regardless of what happens to the asset? Something to think about. Please, everyone listening in affected areas, take these warnings seriously. Take action now. Stay informed through official channels, ODPEM, the NHC, the Jamaica Met Service.
Stay safe, stay prepared. That's it for this deep dive.